welcome back to the Creative Grove Creative Tips e-letter. Here we have a great one-layer card with a window into some fall foliage. I love making these kinds of cards, and this is a great one. We're going to use the Lovely as a Tree stamp set again, and we're going to use that 6 tree stamp. We have a sheet of 5.5 by 8.5 piece of white cardstock. It's folded in half, and then we're taking the same size piece of copy paper, 5.5 by 8.5, and I have cut out a 2 by 4 inch window out of your mask. Now what that leaves is, when the card is folded in half, it leaves a 3/4 inch border on the left side, the right side, and the top. And I will have that again on your page right below this video. So we're going to get that adhered. You see that I put some post-it notes down onto our actual card to hold that down, and now I'm going to hold down our mask. I just have our mask perfectly placed so that all the edges line up, especially the corners, and then we're going to add a couple of post-it notes here to the bottom. Now you see I kind of nudged up my mask. I want to hold that flat and then make sure that that is completely flat against my work surface. I thought I'd leave that in there so you can see I don't do everything perfect either. So I went ahead and straightened this all out, and I'm going to use some crushed curry. We have this 6 tree stamp, and we're going to just add the ink to the tree tops. We're not really going for the trunks at all or the base. And then we're going to take the crushed curry marker, and we're going to come in here and we are going to color the entire scene here. Now that's just the tree tops again, because what we're going to do is we're going to start off by stamping the trees in the distance first. We're going to just add a lot of color here, and then we're going to go ahead and stamp this off onto our scrap piece, which is our mask, so that we can get rid of the darkest part of the crushed curry. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so we're going to do some generational stamping. That's the first generation, and I'm going to kind of come up here and off to the left and right. I'm going to vary where I'm stamping that. So second, third, and fourth generation. I want to leave a little bit at the top for the sky. And I want to clean my stamp really well because I want my trees to be nice and vibrant. So I'm going up and down there, or you can go that way, either way. And that is the Stampin' Scrub. One side is wet, one side's dry once you spritz it. I want to make sure everything is off, so I'm even taking a piece of paper towel and I'm going to stamp it just to be sure. So now I'm going to take several markers. I have the Real Red, and I'm going to speed this up really quick. So I have the Real Red, Old Olive, Soft Suede, and Pumpkin Pie markers. And you'll see me color these really quick, just the treetops. And now we're going to use the Early Espresso marker, and I'm going to come in here and color in the trunks and just ever so slightly some of the branches. I'm not really going to go into the trees, just kind of veering off of the trunk itself. Now I'm going to speed that up also just to finish that up for you. You'll see I'm using the brush side of the marker, not the pen side. So now that we have that, you can always huff your stamp if you'd like, if it's been a while. And I'm going to stamp that dead center and up a little bit. Now I stamped this a little too low. It would have been better if I had done it up a little higher so that you get a little bit more trunk, like that one right there. You can see I went a little further in on that one a little bit, but what I'm really pointing to is that my first stamping was directly in the same spot. So when you first stamp your background images, you want them to be just slightly off to the left so that your trees are not kind of muddied up. So this is our soft sky blue, and I'm just pouncing this in, and what I'm doing is I'm going around the perimeter of my mask first. I'm lightly pouncing it just to kind of give that look of sky, and this is going to help create our window. So as we do this, I'm not going to go in a circular motion like I usually do. I'm just going to lightly pounce, and I'm also going to kind of go into my scene where I have a lot of white, or maybe in between the trees. I'm going to try not to go too much over all the yellow trees because blue and yellow make green. So I want to kind of keep that crushed curry color there. So I'm just gonna, I might do it a little bit, and that's actually okay because it gives you a little bit of variety in your tree color. And then we're gonna pull this away, and you're gonna have such a cool little card. Doesn't that look amazing? I love it. It's a great fall scene, and this card works for any occasion. So now I'm going to leave that on, and I'm going to show you, this is a tip on how I mount my greeting stamps. So I have the stamp Birthday Wishes, and this is from a Stampin' Up! Set. I've got it listed below. And I'm using that line that I have on my acrylic block there to have it completely at the bottom of my greeting. So I'm lining up the birthday wishes with that. I'm going to make sure that that's on there really well and pressed it first with my fingers, then onto my surface. I placed my mask back down, and here I have some early espresso ink, and I'm going to line up the very bottom of my stamp with my scrap piece, or if you have grid paper, you line it up with one of the lines, and I wanted to make sure that that was straight. There's nothing worse than stamping down onto your project and having your greeting be crooked. So we're going to apply a little bit of pressure there, get that down, and there we go. A very quick, easy, and cost-effective card. One layer, half a sheet of paper. I have some great close-ups here. Thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in another couple days for another great Creative Tips exclusive video tutorial. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.